They're watching you from the inside, silent invaders dictating your every move. A microscopic war rages beneath your skin, deciding not just your comfort, but your very existence. Understand this, your body is a battleground, and you are often an unwitting casualty. For too long, you've ignored the insidious corruption festering within, a slow decay gnawing at the foundations of your well-being. This isn't just about digestion, it's about control. A vast, unseen empire of organisms operates within your intestinal tract, a delicate balance poised precariously on the brink of chaos. When that balance shatters, the consequences are not merely inconvenient, they are catastrophic. Imagine a fortress, once impregnable, now besieged by an endless horde of saboteurs. Its walls crumble, its defenders weaken, and its vital systems begin to fail. This is the ominous truth of a gut microbiome gone rogue. It manifests as more than just a passing discomfort, it's the insidious whispers of chronic fatigue, the suffocating fog of an unthinking mind, the relentless ache of inflammation, and the chilling vulnerability to every passing pathogen. Your very immune system, your ultimate line of defense against the outside world, finds itself compromised, unable to distinguish friend from foe, attacking its own host in a desperate, misguided attempt to restore order. This internal anarchy leaves you exposed, a living host slowly being consumed from within. The enemy is subtle, but its grip is undeniable, transforming your vibrant self into a mere shadow, plagued by ailments you barely comprehend. Their agenda is not your health, it is their proliferation, their dominance, even if it means dismantling you piece by piece. The stakes are nothing less than your autonomy, your energy, your very capacity to thrive in a world that demands resilience. Ignore this at your peril, the silent erosion of your vitality, orchestrated by the microscopic entities you harbor, will inevitably claim its tribute. But there is a weapon, ancient yet potent, forged in the crucible of fermentation, ready to be deployed. Observe the humble Greek yogurt, not as a mere food, but as a biological conduit, a delivery system for an elite legion of microbial warriors, the probiotics. These aren't just random bacteria, they are highly specialized operatives, genetically programmed to restore order, to re-establish dominion over the chaotic landscape of your gut. They are the frontline defense against the putrefying hordes, the silent architects of a balanced internal ecosystem. Their mission is multifaceted, to actively displace harmful pathogens, to consume their toxic byproducts, and to fortify the intestinal lining that forms your body's most critical barrier. Think of them as microscopic peacekeepers, restoring harmony by sheer force of numbers and strategic prowess. They engage in chemical warfare, producing beneficial short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which nourish your gut cells, reducing inflammation, and even strengthening the integrity of the gut wall itself. This isn't just about feeling better, it's about rebuilding the very infrastructure that keeps you safe. When these beneficial organisms thrive, they don't just exist, they actively cultivate an environment hostile to pathogenic invaders. They swarm, they colonize, they outcompete, denying the enemy foothold and resources. Certain beneficial bacteria in Greek yogurt possess an unsettling ability to actively consume and neutralize microscopic toxins produced by their malicious counterparts, turning their weapons against them. This re-establishment of a dominant, beneficial population sends a clear message to the microbial aggressors: this territory is occupied, and their reign of terror is over. With each spoonful, you are not merely eating, you are arming your internal defenders, launching a counteroffensive against the forces that seek to undermine your health. This is your chance to reclaim sovereignty over your own body, to push back against the unseen tyranny that threatens to engulf you. Yet, the battle for internal stability requires more than just microbial might, it demands robust infrastructure and sustainable energy. This is where Greek yogurt's unparalleled protein content emerges as a critical, unyielding ally. Your muscles are not merely tools for movement, they are vital command centers, critical for metabolic regulation, immune function, and overall resilience. When your body lacks adequate protein, these command centers weaken, leaving you susceptible to systemic vulnerability. The high-quality, easily digestible protein in Greek yogurt acts as the very building blocks for cellular repair and regeneration, a relentless construction crew constantly mending the wear and tear of daily existence, repairing the damage inflicted by internal stressors. It fuels the machinery of muscle synthesis, ensuring that your physical strength, your ability to move, to react, to simply endure, remains uncompromised. This isn't about vanity, it's about survival. A body rich in protein is a body fortified, capable of withstanding the strains that would cripple a weaker organism. Furthermore, this protein isn't just for building, it's for satiating. It sends powerful signals to your brain, signals that quell the relentless, gnawing hunger that often drives poor choices and fuels the enemy within. It creates a prolonged sense of fullness, effectively cutting off the supply lines to the saboteurs that thrive on refined sugars and empty calories. It's a strategic blockade, denying the enemy their sustenance. Did you know that the precise amino acid profile in certain dairy proteins, like those found in Greek yogurt, can uniquely stimulate specific satiety hormones, delivering a profound sense of fullness far beyond what lesser proteins can achieve? This isn't just feeling full, it's intelligently regulating your internal demands, preventing the destructive cycles of craving and consumption that erode your health. It frees your mind from the constant battle against hunger, allowing you to focus your energy on confronting the greater internal threats. Without this robust protein foundation, your body is a house built on sand, vulnerable to collapse from within, unable to mount a sustained defense. Arm yourself with this fundamental strength, or face the slow, agonizing decline of your physical self. Beyond the teeming microbial armies and the sturdy protein fortifications, your internal defenses require deep structural integrity, a skeletal framework that can withstand immense pressure. This is where the silent, foundational power of calcium and magnesium, abundant in Greek yogurt, becomes undeniably critical. These aren't just minerals, they are the bedrock of your existence, the very steel girders of your biological architecture. Calcium, the master builder, is essential for constructing and maintaining dense, unyielding bones, the protective shell that encases your most vital organs. Without a constant, sufficient supply, your skeleton begins a slow, insidious process of demineralization, becoming brittle, porous, and terrifyingly fragile. Imagine your bones, once solid and dependable, slowly transforming into a crumbling, moth-eaten structure, susceptible to catastrophic failure with the slightest impact. This is the danger of neglecting your calcium intake, leaving your body's fundamental support system vulnerable to inevitable decay. But calcium cannot operate alone, it requires its silent partner, magnesium, the unsung architect of over 300 biochemical reactions in your body. Magnesium acts as a crucial cofactor, orchestrating calcium absorption and its proper integration into bone tissue, preventing it from accumulating in places it shouldn't, like your arteries. It's the foreman on the construction site, ensuring every rivet is placed correctly, every beam secured. Without magnesium, calcium becomes a rogue element, potentially doing more harm than good, or simply remaining inert, useless. Together, they form an unbreakable alliance, reinforcing your skeletal system, making it resilient against the stresses of life and the ravages of time. They support nerve function, muscle contraction, and blood clotting, systems that, if compromised, plunge your body into immediate crisis. Your ability to move, to think, to simply exist, hinges on the robust functionality these minerals provide. Ignoring them is akin to deliberately weakening the very foundations of your personal fortress, leaving it open to breach and inevitable collapse. Fortify your core, or face internal ruin, a living testament to self-neglect. Now, for the ultimate warning, the most insidious trap, the enemy's most potent weapon, sugar. You are commanded to choose unsweetened Greek yogurt, and this command is not a suggestion, it is a directive for survival. Added sugars are not merely empty calories, they are a parasitic fuel, a devastating accelerant for the very microbial forces that seek your undoing. They feed the malevolent organisms that breed dysbiosis, transforming your gut into a festering swamp where beneficial bacteria struggle and eventually perish. Every gram of added sugar you consume is a direct subsidy to the enemy, empowering them, allowing them to multiply unchecked, to deepen their grip on your internal landscape. Imagine sugar as a potent, toxic fertilizer, selectively nurturing the most destructive weeds in your internal garden, allowing them to choke out every valuable plant. It throws your glycemic stability into disarray, spiking your blood sugar, unleashing waves of inflammatory responses that ripple throughout your entire system, weakening every defense, dulling every sense. This constant fluctuation creates an environment of metabolic chaos, paving the way for chronic disease, obesity, and an accelerated path to internal decay. It's a slow-acting poison, delivered with deceptive sweetness, promising pleasure while delivering destruction. Consider this: the saccharine deception of added sugars can actually hijack your brain's reward system, conditioning you into a desperate cycle of craving, a prisoner to the very substance that systematically degrades your mental clarity and physical vitality. It's a neural enslavement, compelling you to feed the monsters within. This isn't just about avoiding a few calories, it's about denying the enemy their primary weapon, cutting off their supply lines, starving them into submission. Do not be fooled by the deceptive allure of sweetness. Do not fall victim to the processed lies that promise taste but deliver ruin. Every sugary indulgence is a betrayal of your own body, a surrender to the forces that seek to dismantle you. This is the critical choice: empower your defenders, or nourish your destroyers. The fate of your internal ecosystem hangs in the balance, decided by the seemingly innocuous choice of whether to embrace the pure, unadulterated strength of unsweetened Greek yogurt, or succumb to the saccharine betrayal that will lead to your inevitable downfall. They're inside you right now. And they're hungry for your neglect.